What's going on, everybody? I'm Tate from Huber Engineered Woods, coming at you today from the lakes of northern Minnesota, where we're going to be talking to builders about why they do what they do and how they choose the materials that they use to accomplish the goals on their build.
My name is Randy Williams. So we're in northern Minnesota.
Randy, what's your favorite part of this build so far?
You know, this is the first time I've used ZIP R-sheathing.
What made you choose ZIP R here?
The added insulation, the one package of having our WRB, our air barrier, all to the exterior, which is really important to me. It's not uncommon for us to see temperature differentials between inside and outside of the building 100 degrees. So it's really important that we have a really good insulation layer. When we add ZIP Systems R-sheathing, we are really increasing the performance of the house.
My name is Earl Williams, and I own Timbercraft Homes. We really pride ourselves in custom craftsmanship. This Lake Winnebagosh, in the winter is hostile. It's very cold. We're on the North Shore, and the wind tears across the lake, and it's cold. So that drove us to use the ZIP R-sheathing. Provides a continuous insulation and weather-resistant barrier. If we can get insulation on the outside of the structure and reduce or virtually eliminate thermal bridging. So we need to make sure that our wall systems are well built, well insulated, and sealed.
So the concept is fairly simple. Warm moves to cold. And depending on your climate or time of year, that can either be into the home or out from the home. We're familiar with adding cavity insulation to the wall, but what about the areas of the wall that are covered by a wood stud? Some estimates show that up to 20% of a wall is composed of wood studs, which don't perform as well as cavity insulation for resisting heat flow. Now, these studs create a pathway for heat, which we call thermal bridges, and these thermal bridges represent an area for energy inefficiency in the home. If exterior wall studs act as a thermal bridge, then adding a layer of continuous exterior insulation is a simple and effective way to protect against heat transfer. Adding this layer of continuous exterior insulation, along with other better building practices, such as air sealing, have shown to increase the overall energy efficiency of the home. In fact, energy and building codes are moving towards encouraging continuous exterior insulation, which allows us to increase the total R value of the wall without needing to increase our framing lumber needs. Predicting the movement towards exterior insulation, ZIP System Building Enclosures created their ZIP System R-sheathing line. ZIP System R-sheathing combines a structural sheathing panel, air and water protection, and thermal protection for the home. ZIP System R-sheathing panels are installed very similar to standard sheathing panels, which minimizes changes for the crew and creates an ease of install. The polyiso foam layer of ZIP System R-sheathing extends slightly on two sides of the panel, which allows for proper 1/8 inch panel spacing while also allowing for a continuous thermal protection around the home. Exterior wall assemblies are complex systems comprised of multiple components to meet multiple roles. From structural durability to air, water, vapor, and thermal management, an exterior wall needs to fulfill these roles for the lifetime of the home. ZIP System R-sheathing is designed to combine multiple functions into one easy-to-install and streamlined system. Recent building and energy code changes have impacted the use of continuous exterior insulation across the country. Some regions have adopted an increased R value for the wall assembly, which can either increase the cavity depth for certain types of cavity insulation or make it more favorable to use exterior insulation. If recent code changes have impacted your region, then ZIP System R-sheathing is a great way to address these changes in an easy to install and familiar system. So if the ZIP System R-sheathing goes on the outside of the wall, what types of insulation can I use in the cavity? The good news is that most common insulation types are compatible with ZIP System R-sheathing, including both open and closed cell spray foam, which will bond to the polyiso foam layer. Be sure to check with your designer on R value requirements and vapor control requirements for your climate zone.
My name is Jim Lukacek. Our zone is the most severe zone in the United States for the cooling side of it. But again, this works all over the country. And Huber's calculated that all for the different zones all the way from the 49th parallel where we are here in northern Minnesota all the way to the southern border. ZIP System R-sheathing is an energy efficient envelope, and it addresses all of the elements that interlock with that exterior envelope. The window openings, the door openings, and all of the sill flashing all the way up to the soffit and the roof system.
Shear walls are designed to resist lateral loads such as seismic activity or intense wind. With ZIP System R-sheathing panels, because the polyiso foam is between the sheathing and the stud, overall shear value is impacted, especially with the thicker panels such as R9 or R12. These panels require a longer fastener to achieve 1.5 inches of penetration into the stud, as well as a tighter fastening schedule. You can find all of our available shear values for ZIP System R-sheathing at huberwood.com. We can't discuss thermal performance without also mentioning the roof assembly. Therefore, a common question that we get is, can ZIP System R-sheathing panels be used on the roof? We don't recommend nor warrant the use of ZIP System R-sheathing panels as the primary sheathing panel on a roofing assembly. Therefore, when designing your roof for thermal performance, be sure to consult with your architect, engineer, or designer. We'd like to give a big thank you to Randy from Northern Built Pro and Earl from Timbercraft Homes for having us out on this beautiful job site to talk about their wall assembly. Whether you're building in northern Minnesota or elsewhere, ZIP System R-sheathing works to help minimize the risk of thermal bridging. For more information and helpful tips, be sure to check out our website, huberwood.com, or follow us on Instagram at huberwood. We'll see you next time.